Hi everyone, we're back and we're working on the three examples for finding the horizontal and vertical asymptotes. I just have three examples here. So, the vertical asymptote, if you'll remember, the rule for vertical asymptotes is we are going to set the denominator we're going to set that equal to 0. Now x squared minus 1, that's x plus 1 times x minus 1, if I factor it, equals 0. X plus 1 equals 0, or x minus 1 equals 0. So x is negative 1, or x is positive 1. Now I say those are the two solutions. I use the word or, but that is a vertical asymptote, and that is a vertical asymptote. So it has two vertical asymptotes. Now the horizontal asymptote, the degree of the numerator is 1, the degree of the denominator is 2. 1 and 2. That is case B here. So the horizontal asymptote is y equals 0, or the x-axis. No figuring to do there. Now, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to take this graph off and put this graph on 2x over x squared minus 1. That's what we got. And I want you to look at the graph and let's just see if this looks like it makes sense. Alright, so at negative 1, you can kind of see where we got this curve here. Isn't that cool? There's three different curves involved here. At positive 1, we've got this. And then I know we cross here with the middle. That's why calling it a horizontal asymptote is not the best thing to do. But the end behavior, we approach 0 from the bottom. We approach 0 from the top, here and here. And the middle part does actually cross it. So as far as thinking it never crosses the x-axis, that's not true. If you have some middle parts, it could actually do that. How badly has this been focused through here? Okay. And catch up on that. When I put that in, it gives you a better look. Alright, so that is the first example. And second example, I've got 3x squared plus 7x minus 6. Here I've got x squared plus 4x plus 3. The vertical asymptote, we've got to solve x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. That does factor to x plus 3 times x plus 1, don't forget. And then I think, am I safe in skipping some steps here and saying x equals negative 3 or x equals negative 1? Those are our two vertical asymptotes. The horizontal asymptote, well, here I'm looking at the degree of 2 in the numerator and degree of 2 in the denominator. So that's the case where n equals m, and that's where we put the lead coefficient over the lead coefficient in the numerator and denominators respectively. So y equals 3 over 1, which is saying y equals 3. Now, I'm going to take this graph off. I did put the equation in already. And when you look at the graph, let's see if this graph is consistent with what we had before. Okay. Alright, I'm not sure what's wrong here. X squared plus 4x plus 3. Alright, so it's factored right. I'm not seeing two vertical asymptotes here. I'm seeing the negative 1. I'm not seeing, I just want to make sure my, okay, 3x squared plus 7x minus 6 over x squared, and I've got parentheses here, plus 4x plus 3. Now I'm going to just check the table real quick. At -1 I got an error, and at -3 I've got an error. Now, oh, okay. I think I may have goofed here a little bit. -18. Okay, I think what has happened here is, I want you to take a look here, that what multiplies to -18 and adds to 7. Okay, there's some canceling that happened here. And that's one of the, when we get into the next section, we have to simplify first. That's the first thing we need to do, and I didn't think I was going to have to do that, but now I'm looking at it. That is 9 times -2, so 3x squared plus 9x minus 2x minus 6. That's 3x times x plus 3. There we go. That's the issue. And this is, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, minus 2 times x plus 3. So this is 3x minus 2 over x plus 3. Okay, the reason you're not seeing that, and this over x plus 3 times x plus 1, which I'd factored earlier, the reason you're not seeing that -3, which I was expecting to see, okay, let's cross this off. We just really need to solve x plus 1 equals 0. Because simplified, this is 3x minus 2 over x plus 1. What's actually happening is x cannot be -3, but instead of an asymptote, there's a hole in the graph. So there's a hole at x equals 3. And if I think about this, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 2 is 7. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So 7 over 4. So 3 and 7/4. The x and y coordinate. If I were to actually draw an accurate graph at 1, 2, 3, and 7/4, I would put a hole in the graph. The calculators, the pixelation is not such that we can do that. Alright, so dang it, that example is not quite what I thought it was, but it's still good to know, and more detail on this will be on the next video. So I guess the lesson is factor, and then if you can cancel out, when you start looking for your vertical asymptote, do this. Okay, use the simplified function. And we'll talk about holes in the next video, as I said before. Alright, now the third function here. F of x equals 6x cubed over x squared minus 4. So we can't, this isn't going to simplify anymore than it is. So we have vertical asymptotes. We take x squared minus 4 equals 0. And that's x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. I kind of skipped around here. X squared plus minus 4 is x squared, is x plus 2 times x minus 2. Solve those. You got x equals -2 or x equals +2. So this time I'm pretty sure we're going to see those two vertical asymptotes. Now, as far as horizontal asymptotes, that is case number C. Okay. There is no horizontal asymptote when the degree of the top is bigger than the degree of the bottom. So, horizontal asymptotes, we're going to say none. In this case, n is greater than m. So, just for horizontal asymptotes, you just got to look for all those. Now, let's undo that one. Hit enter there and look at the graph. Okay. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I think there's more to it than this. Yeah, see, we got some stuff happening here and here. A little curve there, a little curve there. But at 2 and negative 2, let's zoom back in. At 2 and 2 here, and well, negative 2 here, I mean, and positive 2 here, you're approaching, but you don't cross. And if I actually kind of look at, let's really stretch this and go negative 100 to positive 100 on the y part. That gives us a lot better idea what's happening over here and here. All right, did you see any of that? Okay. Now, keep in mind I did change the window so that I could see the more on the y-axis. All right, but at positive 2, got an asymptote, and at negative 2, you get the asymptote. And there is no vertical, or no horizontal, sorry, asymptote here. Okay, so you need to submit these notes and these problems. Here are the problems. Page 315, 15 through 27, multiples of 3. And also, almost forgot to put this in, sorry, is numbers 29 through 36. Now those are just matching. There's some graphs and there's some rational functions, and you just got to match one with the other. All right, you guys take care.